Hello, everyone. My name is Wyatt Long, the host for War of the Dice, and I am so honored to be able to say that I didn't get on WalStreet PBS. We tried, but it didn't work. So, since I tried to do everything on my end, this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to post the cut onto WalStreet onto this channel. That's how we're going to do it. So, if you want to see the cut that I sent to them and then give me an honest review on which one you prefer, the 2-in-1 or do you prefer the back and forward shot? I tried doing editing style different because they recommended me doing that and so many other things. But we are going to upload them onto this channel starting this Sunday. We're going to start from the first episode and go down once a week, just so that we can keep the same energy going. This is going to replace my old episodes I want to upload because the rest of them I'm not comfortable re-uploading again, or it doesn't fit into the overall timeline I'm going for, a professional or clips to benefit the channel down the road with skits and whatnot. So, that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to upload once a week, starting at the first, and go from there. If you already have seen the original cut, not seen the original cut, if you saw the previous cut, and then you want to rewatch, just for a different vibe, things all cut out, because you can't fit everything in, and some things have to be censored. Obviously, those things will be removed since we're going to be a YouTube only and not backed by a network as of right now. The good thing is, because I got 2 cameras right here, I could, in theory, rent out a camera or 2, maybe see a couple of people willing to work with me on this project, and do season 2, kind of like the first type of War on the Street. Because that's what that edit is a War on the Street style. So, let me know what you think, and all that. But that's the announcement out of the way. Here we go. I just want to talk a little bit about the War of Dice experience, and let you guys know what happened behind the scenes. Because, as I mentioned in a previous video, I had a film also while working on this time. So, trying to work on a talk show and work on a movie as a director and assisting roles is an absolute nightmare to do. But this is what I gotta say. It is interesting trying to work on a talk show by yourself. Trying to get a room, for one, a studio space. Like, the room we were in was a storage space. It's not a proper sit down and do things studio. It didn't have soundproofing. It didn't have specialty lighting that I had access to. I had basically a room that was extremely echoey, and I had to think outside the box to make the audio sound as good as it can. I did a lavalier mic as the main one with a shotgun mic, the big boom that you often see behind the scenes with someone doing like almost a javelin throw. Yeah, I had both of those in case one audio messed up, which thankfully I did that, because the lavalier mic and the camera that I had to choose, because that was the only one I can run 3 of at a time, did not comply. So thankfully I put the shotgun mic, because that's why some of the audio is different and it sounds funny. But it was not a lot I can do without distorting the audio. Because I have one shotgun mic for 2 people. That's not what you're supposed to do, but I'm working with what they give me, man. There's only so much I can do. So, then just the overall trying to get the thing pitched. I had to go to a few people and get into an independent study because no club wanted this idea, including the podcast club. They didn't even want to accept me. My idea was too game show like. It's still an interview talk show with guests. It just adds a game element to make it spicy. But they didn't want me. No club wanted me. Not even the journalism club. I could easily spin it to make it strictly about the gas and just random questions about the gas. They didn't want that either. So, I went down the independent route to just get it off my head and be able to do it with the resources I had access to, which, unfortunately, I was classified as a tier 2, which means I only have access to beginner and semi-beginner gear. I didn't have any true professional gear outside of lighting, and I had to use my little behind the scenes. Hopefully, no one sees this with the thing. But I had to get the lighting specialty from my film, which hurt me also a couple times during reruns. But I wasn't going to be able to use one set of lights for everything I needed to do, unless you wanted that interrogation look from the special. So, I was basically given it limited gear, limited space, limited time, because I only had 2 weeks to film while jeopardizing my film, which ended up backfiring because we had to redo a whole bunch due to audio issues. So, it was just an absolute nightmare on the pre-production side. When we got into production, minus the constant stress of basically doing 100 hours a week between my classes, film, and podcast talk show, it went smoothly. I literally wrote down 300 questions in February, so I will forget by the time the end of March began, because I only had 1 month to edit roughly 46 edits. The no edit censored, and the network shows. Also, try to do a few teachers and commercials in case it got onto the network, which were no air. That's about copyrighted music. Anyways, it was just one massive headache after headache after headache after headache. But we eventually got there. We got all of them done. We had one person drop out last minute, but thankfully we had a fill-in, because they just so happened to show up that day, which was like beautiful. Because, fun fact, in order to get onto some networks shows on TV, you have to have bare minimum 13 people to show up. So in case one needs to be dropped, which I knew which one it would be, I'll not say which episode, but if you've seen the uncensored, it should be pretty obvious which one. But the show usually drops 1 to 2 episodes to get the episode amount. So you need 13, so they can drop 1 if necessary, and get 12 episodes a season. Now, if you're doing streaming, it can range between 6, 8, 12, 20 to 24. The occasional 30, and the really rare 46 episodes in a season. Depends on what you're, which for my type of content, it has to be between 12 to 20. So that was the range I was given. I originally pitched 16, but we were only able to get 13 due to not being able to get a lot of people backing out last minute, and one person which we just no contact after agreeing to be on the show, and I had no idea if he was going to show. So, thank you, you know who you are, for saving my butt. My professor, by the way, only thought I would be able to get this done, because he knew me. He knew I'm ambitious, but he also knows that I will stop something if it becomes too impossible. So when I give him 13 episodes, he was like, "You actually did it. Holy crap." So, that praises me a lot, because he knows people that you give them a full semester to do 1 3-minute project and it will be an epic failure. But the fact that I was able to do that many episodes with that many different cuts, he was impressed. And then when we got into the editing side, trying to, again, direct and do the behind the scenes stuff, scheduling, trying to help out a no project out that ended up not being able to work due to work taking up 2 of my weekends. I literally had edited 7 of the episodes within the 2 weeks of April. Done. Easy. The West was a pain in the butt to edit due to either the amount of censoring, the amount of extra stuff they wanted in, which only one person wanted extra, but one of the images took me hours to find that was quality and free to use. It's obvious which one that is, but I'm not going to say. Your image took me hours to find. That was illegal. So, it was just time consuming with those edits. It's not the most complicated edit. To be honest, if I had the money and no morals, I would just put the podcast editor AI software and be done, but I want to do it myself to prove that I can do things on my own and make them high quality. So, yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the show and just let you guys know, hey, it's coming onto the channel. Watch it. The more people who watch it, the more people who like it, the more people who comment on it, the more likely we can get this show to be posted on a different system. It's just a matter of just sitting down, focusing, and getting it done. So, that's all I really want to say. It's coming onto the channel, the talk show, pre-watch. Give me feedback, too, on both versions, so I know which version I should focus on for Season 2, because I want to do Season 2. I just need funds, I need money, and I just need people who will show up and be a participant. Other than one person, I don't want repeated guests. So if you were on Wall on the Street or War of the Dice Season 1, you cannot participate in this. Besides one person, that's because I made a bet on air, which will never happen again. I did it for the one time for the lols, but never again. I also had suspicions that's why they didn't want to pick it up too, because Season 2 requires someone to go through a whole training process of what's allowed and what's not allowed, and they don't want to do that. Especially when you're not meant to get trained. So, I have suspicions that may be another factor why they didn't pick me up. But, now that we're on YouTube only for right now, my goal is to have this air on either local TV or national TV. Maybe streaming? I'm still iffy on that. I need to contact a few people to see if that's even possible. But yeah, that's my goal. I want to try to produce this show. I only have a few ideas, like if we do the 2 people at a time, my goal is to get a bowl and an overhead camera so that the dice roll happens in one spot and the camera picks it up all the time so you can see the dice roll, so we don't have to put a graphic on the screen. We didn't have the area to do that with cameras to do that idea. But that was in the back of my head when I was originally setting up the show. But that is something that we could do now. Now that I don't have big clunky cameras and I can probably use DSLR, mirrorless, random, don't. I get it. Shut up. And just a bunch of different ideas. But it requires more people to watch. Maybe even just give me general feedback. Also, since I know this is going to be on YouTube, we can ask more riskier questions. I already have a bunch I want to ask people. More existential, trying to make the 20s actually a little bit more difficult. Because I will admit it's pretty lowball existentialism type of questions. Because the questions I wanted to ask, I couldn't ask on the PBS network. Now, I can. So, if you thought 19 and 20 were difficult before, you haven't seen anything yet. So, that's all I really want to say. Next week, for Friday, I have a teaser I am in the works of making for a project I'm going to upload in either early October to mid-October. So, can't wait for you to see that. It's going to be a yang of a time. For those who's been on the channel for a while, who knew a certain series that I watch and reacted to. Let's just say I may be dabbling in that series one more time, but in my own special way. Stay tuned.